This is a level 1 tutorial on how to create raised belts and accessories for Ray's costume, which will be continued in another tutorial. These are the materials you will need, and they can all be found on Amazon. For health and safety, be aware of sharp objects. First, take your fake brown leather material and unfold it until it's only folded in half. Then, with a 1-inch width, cut out a long strip. This needs to be long enough to easily tie around your hips, as this will become one of the belts. Then cut another strip, but make this one slightly thicker. Cut out a rectangle a bit bigger than your hand. This helps keep it proportional to you. Start to mark out this shape for the base of her pouch. Take one of the strips that you cut out for the belts earlier and mark the width on the top square. This will then be cut out so you can thread the belt through this gap. Round off the corners until you are happy with the shape. You can then fold this in half so you can see the design on the outside and start to cut it out. This means they'll be equal on both sides. Now take this shape and place it on top of the material and draw around the shape with a centimetre seam allowance, which ensures it can tuck around to the back and be sewn so you won't see the edge. Make sure this pocket part is about 1 inch shorter than the first shape you cut out. And now place this pocket part face down and lay the other shape on top and start to fold the material around. Take a needle and thread your needle and pull the thread through. Do a double knot so that it doesn't come undone or get pulled through the material. Now sew from the back through to the front, but don't go all the way to the other side, as we don't want to see the stitching. This also means you can just tack it into place without having to worry about the stitches looking messy, as you won't see them from the front. When you sew through, make sure your thread isn't getting too tangled. So just take your time and be patient. When it comes to the corner, you can pinch and fold the material into a small triangle shape to make it easier to sew and keep it in place. Keep folding and sewing the material around the edge, and just check as you go that it's not bunching up too much, or that you've sewn through to the front. If you accidentally have sewn through to the front, and you can't pull the thread back through, just cut the thread off the needle and do a double knot in the back, and then re-thread your needle and continue sewing. Once you've finished with this part, pull the stitching to make sure that it's all tight, and double knot when you're happy with how it looks. This pouch is now done. You can thread the belt through to see how it fits, and if you wanted, you could distress the fabric by adding paint and making it look more decorative. To create the armband, trace out a rectangle similar size to the pouch, but just make sure it can wrap around your forearm. Start to mark out these quarter circles in the corner, then cut out the rectangle. Again, double check that it goes around your arm nicely. Then fold it in half so you can start to symmetrically cut out the shape. Once you've cut off the first corner, line it up onto the other corner so that you're cutting out the same shape and both corners are symmetrical. Line this up on your arm again. As you can see, mine was a bit too big, so I'm trimming away more. It's always better to take away more than to take away too much at the start. Again, I'm just using the same trick for lining up the shape on the other corner to make sure they're equal. I then lined it up on my arm, and I'm going to round off the points on my wrist to make it look less cartoonish and more delicate. I only did this on the points of my wrist. Then from the scraps you have, start to cut out random shapes such as lines and circles to add to the wristband. You have a fair amount of creative freedom here, and you can just keep playing around with the placement and size and shape. Now take the edges that will join at the back and cut 2 slits in them. This is so you can thread a piece of leather through and tie it onto you. Try it on before you start adding the detailing, as you want to know that it fits and works before you spend any more time on it. Once you've done that, start to tack on the pieces, which means loosely adding about 3 stitches per shape. I sewed on the bottom and attached it on the middle and the top of the shape. Once you've done this and finished the double knot, sew on the other pieces until you're happy with it. Try it on and then set it aside whilst you cut some final strips to be able to accessorise Ray's outfit with. Give yourself a variety of lengths and widths to be able to wrap around your arm and create 3 equal ones to be able to do her hairstyle. You will see how to style these and add these onto the outfit in the next tutorial. Thank you for watching.